organizations across Alberta have had enough from the UCP pandering to extremists and attacking their existence as some sort of carrot for their TBA friends and allies. The UCP has now been banned from 24 local Pride celebrations, and there may be more to come. The minister pushed back, citing a few volunteer recognitions for community members. Gold stars for surviving this government won't cut it. Has the minister actually reached out to any of these organizations to address the harm that got them banned in the first place?
Good question.
The Honourable Minister of Arts, Culture and the Status of Women.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I mentioned in the House previously, of course it's disappointing to receive the news from these organizations that have banned us from attending their events. These events are supposed to be about bringing people together and inclusivity, so to be excluded is disappointing. However, we will continue to support the 2S LGBTQI+ community through our community grants programs. Calgary Pride is one example of an organization that we have supported, and I continue to encourage these amazing organizations to apply to the community grants program.
The Honourable Member for Calgary-Klein.
Exclusion is uncomfortable, especially if it's systemic discrimination. The Pride organizations I've spoken with have not received any sort of response to their open letter which banned the UCP from their events. This government told stakeholders in a letter that they would consult with them about their anti-trans policies only if they responded within 24 hours and signed non-disclosure agreements.
Yikes.
Will the Premier and the Minister admit that this latest request for consultation is just window dressing for a predetermined outcome that promises the most regressive anti-trans laws in North America?
Yep. The Honourable Minister of Health.
Mr. Speaker, nothing could be further from the truth. The non-disclosure clause is something that we put in often when we want individuals to be able to speak. Mr. Speaker, we want those members that are coming, those people that are coming to the individuals and organizations. We have over 40 that we're consulting with, Mr. Speaker, so that we can make sure that we are getting it right. We want to encourage them to have those frank conversations, and that's why there is a non-disclosure clause. We have clinicians and so many others that are going to take part.
Honourable Member for Calgary-Klein.
Well, we learned in budget estimates that 2S LGBTQIA+ and missing and murdered Indigenous women were removed, as I mentioned, from this minister's business plans and the supposed aim to fight gender-based violence. So clearly not much of a priority. And now asking for non-disclosure agreements to protect the government instead of taking real measures to protect the 2S LGBTQIA+ community is insulting and cynical in light of rising hate. Will the Premier and her ministers apologize to the queer community and truly consult on how to make this province safer rather than find ways to further marginalize them? Yes or no?
Yep. The Honourable Minister of Arts and Culture.
Thank you, Mr. Premier. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We continue to work on our gender-based violence policy to support survivors. It's a Made in Alberta action plan, of which we're having consultation with hundreds of organizations, including Indigenous groups, including 2S LGBTQIA+ organizations, to make it a comprehensive Made in Alberta plan that identifies gaps and continues to support survivors. I continue to have engagements and meetings with members of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community and have an open door policy, and we'll continue those conversations.
The Honourable Member for